This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you may have missed this morning, and we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 23rd of February 2022, and I am GK.
I am Miss Pope.
And I am CS. In the headlines, in case you missed them, Daily Nation, a lame duck king. In the Standard, which way Mount Kenya as Uhuru to spill beans. In the Star, why Mudavadi's big gamble yet to pay off. In the People Daily, why SAGANA 3 is critical for Uhuru. First off, I'll just toss the Daily Nation. But today, we are not going to discuss the headlines. Something more important has happened today, and that is the SAGANA Declaration. Today, we are going to interpret what the president said in Gikuyu for the Republic. But before we do so, we must admit that this was a sermon on the mountain of mystery. As early as 6 a.m., tens of thousands of Kikuyus flocked the mountain of mystery to listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. Then Uhuru posed a question. What kind of father, when a child asks for bread, gives them a stone? And when a child asks for fish, he gives them a snake? And to this he answered the question, there is a fake father in Gema who has been giving our young people stones and telling them it's bread, giving them snakes and making them believe it is fish. This fake father has been visiting churches and giving generous offerings. What the bishops did not know is that the generous offerings come from stolen funds from a dam in Elgeyo Marakwet. 3 billion to be specific. This is like giving churches snakes and vipers instead of fish. That is why churches in central Kenya are spewing poison. Uhuru told them that they will burn in hell for this deceit. Put differently, this fake father said Jubilee is dead. But Uhuru begged the question, if Jubilee is dead, who built the economy from 4.5 trillion inherited from previous regimes to what he will hand over to the next government at 13 trillion, almost 3 times? If not Jubilee, who did it? He begged another question. If Jubilee is dead, who built the longest road ever built in Kenya, the Mau Mau Road? This road is as long as traveling from Nyeri to Mombasa. And who built the longest dual carriageway, Sagana Maroa, at 87 kilometers? If Kibaki built Thika Highway, it was only 47 kilometers. Uhuru has done twice what Kibaki did in the 3 years after the handshake. The last question he begged was, if Jubilee is dead, who issued 1.6 million title deeds to Gema? The value of these title deeds, if you are to borrow against them, is 3 trillion shillings. This is equivalent to our national budget and 1/3 of our GDP. Did the YMCA do this? Zero. All this is the work of Jubilee.
It is.
In sum, what Uhuru was telling Gema is that Jubilee has fed them bread and fish. But the man from Sugoi has convinced them that the bread was stones and the fish was snakes. Here is the fact. When Uhuru came to power, he was given only 2 fish and 5 bread. But he has multiplied this to feed multitudes of people.
Indeed.
That is the truth. Take it or leave it.
Indeed. As early as 6 a.m., tens of thousands of Kikuyus flocked the mountain of mystery to listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru told them, Gema, that a thief comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He argued that the Gema economy was deliberately destroyed by a previous regime that he did not name. And that is why Gema youth are known as hustlers. And to this we ask, have you heard of a Kamba calling themselves a hustler? Or a Luya hustler? Or a Kalenjin hustler? Zero. All hustlers are Kikuyus. And this class was engineered genetically by the Moi regime. That is a fact. Yet, the 10 counties of Gema today have a GDP of 3 trillion shillings. This is equivalent to the total GDP of Senegal and of Zimbabwe, or twice the size of South Sudan, Rwanda, and Burundi combined. Let me repeat this. The Gema economy is as big as the economy of Zimbabwe and Senegal, and double the economies of South Sudan, Rwanda, and Burundi combined. Does this sound like an economy of hustlers? Someone is planting ideas in the heads of the Kikuyu youth. That is why Uhuru, without saying it, called Ruto a liar. Back to history. The impoverished class of Kikuyu hustlers was deliberately engineered by the Moi state. The people who are part of this engineering are now asking the hustler class to vote for them. Was creating this impoverished class a design by the Moi state to entrench the 41 versus 1 political logic? Let's go back to the 1950s. And on this, we are still on history. We had 2 dominant political parties that were KADU and KANU. But for KADU to destroy KANU, Arap Moi came up with a genius idea. And his genius idea was this. For the small communities to survive, they must draw a wedge between the Kikuyus and the Luos. And although there was a disagreement between Jaramogi and Jomo, the enmity between the Luo nation and the Kikuyu nation was created, perpetuated, and sustained by Arap Moi from the underground. He was the genius architect of the Kikuyu-Luo divide. And William Ruto, being a student of Arap Moi, understood this divide very well and is exploiting it. In our view, this is a form of political theft. And the owners of this project have shifted to UDA to finish what they started. What Uhuru is therefore telling Gema is recorded in the book of Matthew 24, verse 43. And it says, "Understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into." And our question, therefore, is this. If Gema is the owner of the house, and they know the thief, plus the time he is coming, which is August 9th, 2022, why are they not keeping watch over their house? And that is the Uhuru question.
So as early as 6 a.m. today, tens of thousands of Kikuyus flocked to the Mountain of Mystery to listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. What did they expect? Did they expect him to confirm what Livondo had said, that Ruto had a plan to assassinate him? Did others expect Uhuru to tell them that Ruto may have been involved in the terrorist attacks of Westgate, Garissa, and Mpeketoni? Or others may have expected to be told that Ruto had planned to impeach Uhuru Kenyatta by depicting him as incompetent using the terror attacks. They were expecting a shocker. 30,000 Kikuyus went to the Mountain of Mystery expecting gossip from Uhuru Kenyatta. But as we have said in the past, Uhuru is the least studied politician in the country, but the most discussed. They do not understand him. In making the SAGANA declaration, Uhuru chose country over self. He chose the future over the past, and leadership over politics. But how did he choose country over self? How did he choose the future over the past and leadership over politics? Allow us to interpret what he said from Kikuyu to English. And on this, we are interpreting, not translating. In the 2017 election, country was hijacked for 123 days by a guy called elections. In that time, we lost 1 trillion shillings, or an equivalent of 1 billion every working hour. Faced with this reality, Uhuru had to forgo self for country, and out of this, the handshake was born. But Uhuru never told us what he paid for the handshake until today. And that is what Kenyans did not hear because he spoke in Kikuyu. Now we know how much he paid for the handshake. He paid nothing. He told Raila he has already given 50% of government to Ruto. He had nothing left to give him. And he also told Raila that I am not doing a handshake with you to make you president. And Raila accepted. But this does not mean that no cost was paid. In 2007, 47 women and children were killed in a Kiambaa church. That was the price. 1,500 people have died in every contested election we have held. That is the cost Kenyans have paid to conduct elections. And this is what the handshake came to stop. End of story. Raila was promised nothing in the handshake. But now, elections are coming, and Uhuru has looked for the most trustworthy leader to support, and Raila has played politics as a statesman. Raila was faithful with little, so he can be trusted with much. But that man from Sugoi, he was dishonest with much. But even the much he has will be taken away from him. According to the good book in Luke chapter 16 verse 10, whoever is dishonest with the little will also be dishonest with much. Bwana asifiwe.